two. Down to one. It's game. Yes!
This ball is crushed.
MC Cannibal, rap Hannibal. Here to change the game, mainframe, all y'all programmable. Coaching on tracks, balling like a paper like Phil. I'm Orpheus and real, my rhymes convict and heal.
Welcome to the Faithful Fan Show. I'm your host, Tony Cook. I am joined today by Big Juan from the Big Apple, none other our Knicks insider. Of course he shows up. Of course he shows up. Hey, the Knicks had a great game last night. Broke records for the Knicks franchise. I don't know if it's for NBA wide, but I just know Brunson went crazy. They went crazy from the 3-point line. But we'll get to all of that.
Yeah.
Juan, how you been?
Good, man. Good. East Coast. We finally got snow a couple days ago. The first time in winter, which is kind of crazy to get it this late. And it was like just a little bit, nothing. So
really, so it was almost we got snow too over here yesterday. Did you know that?
Yeah, you guys probably got more than we have all year. Seriously,
we're right there with New York.
Yeah.
We're a snow state.
Right. Yeah, no, for sure. We're definitely supposed to get tonight, maybe tomorrow night or something, but we'll see. But yeah, it's been warm and
it's been warm, so it hasn't even been really cold yet.
No, it's like in the 50s, you know.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
50s, 40s. It's dropped below freezing a couple times this winter, but that's it. Other than that, man, so yeah, you get to go out, you know,
that's cool.
see some things, see some games.
Yeah, New York. Hey, and about that, yeah, Juan, you don't ever hit me up, but then when you do, you're always stunting on me. Juan hit me with a text, fans, and I'm like, what is this? He's at the Knicks game. I'm like, oh, of course.
That's right.
I'm jealous. Knicks go. How many Knicks games have you been to this season?
No, that was my first one.
That was your first one?
Yeah, it's expensive, man.
I know seats went up.
It's expensive, especially since they've been winning. So all of a sudden the ticket prices go up $40 or even more, depending. If they put a couple wins together, everybody wants to go and it gets packed. So
which they have been doing,
they have been.
And we'll talk about that as well. But hey, you never know. Hey, Juan, I'm going to ask you in the NBA so far. We're headed down the stretch, the final stretch on the last 20 games for each team.
Yep.
Who are the contenders? Now the Knicks may be in your mind because you are a faithful Knicks fan, a contender for the NBA.
I'm a realistic Knicks fan.
Too much homework? Is it too much?
Jaded Knicks fan.
Yeah. Okay. So, but Juan, I gotta ask you, who are on the East Coast on the Eastern Conference? I should say, who are the contenders in your mind as far as going to the Eastern Conference Finals?
I don't think it's changed. I think it's still Milwaukee and Boston.
Okay. I like that.
Yeah, I think the ones that have like an outside shot, according of where they're at right now, right, is the Knicks and Cleveland. But at the end of the day, like Cleveland's nice, obviously, with Donovan Mitchell. When he goes off, they're a good team, but they're not a win a 7-game playoff.
They're pretty young. They're still pretty young. We'll see if they could perform well in the playoffs. Like Donovan Mitchell has proven, I feel like,
right,
but he hasn't
got experience.
Past a certain point. He hasn't made it past a certain point.
They can win a couple games. They can win a couple games, but
and the Knicks, and you know why the Knicks are dangerous? Because Jalen Brunson is unguardable. Honestly, I feel like that was exactly what y'all needed after watching almost a full season with them. So I could see your argument with the Knicks as well, honestly.
Well, the Knicks,
a sleeper to me. Not.
Oh yeah, it's a long shot. It's a long shot sleeper.
Maybe a sleeper, but I could see where they're almost like in a Cleveland conversation, a young team on the rise. But I thought you were going to say the 76. My sleeper kind of is the 76ers. Come on, we got to Embiid's got to back up all this talk.
The thing is but they're not a sleeper in the sense that they have talent. They have the pedigree.
But I'm saying outside of those top two, Milwaukee and
that's what I'm saying. But Philly's kind of caught. They're kind of in a they're caught in a tough spot because they're a very good team, right? But they like I think they've hit their ceiling. Like they're not going to get any better.
Ah,
They're not going to get any better. They're not going to beat the Celtics in a 7-game series. I think the Celtics are still
yeah.
kind of riding high, so to speak, from their recent success, right? Like they're starting to come on. I'm not saying they're going to win. I think the Bucks may still have an edge on them as far as like just
'Cause I
haven't
wanna
been
say-
all the way through.
And also, I want to say last year they didn't have the Bucks didn't have Middleton down the stretch, and this year
Right.
I think they have Middleton back now, and he's getting healthy. I think he just got back like a couple
They've
weeks
won.
ago.
The Bucks have won 16 in a row.
Oof.
So that's a nice little a nice little
Yeah.
streak.
Yeah,
That's a nice little streak. They just basically shot up the charts at the right time.
hmm
So yeah, the 76ers, unfortunately, look, I like Doc Rivers.
Because they're up there in the standings, aren't they?
Yeah,
Like,
they're number 3. I like the team, but I think they're perennial, very good team, and that's it. I don't think they have enough to get over the hump. So I think they're going to do what they always do. They show up, they'll disappoint, or maybe they win a series. I don't know, but they're not, they're not going to.
they're not making this Eastern Conference Finals.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough.
And then the next teams, like Brooklyn, Miami. I mean, they're not gonna they're not gonna do anything in the first round. I mean, finally the East kind of has a nucleus of. I mean, the nucleus of good teams are the Bucks, the Celtics, and the Sixers, right? That fourth spot is kind of that fourth spot is kind of up for grabs of who's gonna be a contender, going long. And right now, the Knicks have a good chance to maybe, if they win a playoff series this year, if that's a big if, right? If they win a playoff series
That would be a big step. That would be a big step.
that would be a big step. And they have a fairly young team. It'll kind of depend if RJ Barrett can kind of solidify his pedigree. He was drafted high,
He's a baller. He's a baller. He's a baller.
But he's kind of an odd guy because he kind of underperforms, but then overperformed. Like he hasn't really found like his thing.
And I think, and it hurts because Jalen Brunson took up a lot of his usage. I know, you know what I mean? Because last year he probably had more of a green light than now. He's probably sitting around in the corner more often than he ever has in his whole career because Jalen Brunson is
the Knicks are kind of right now when they're clicking. They have 4 guys on the floor that can all shoot.
Yeah.
Right, like at any time. Even when quickly comes off the bench or top in or whatever, all those guys can shoot. So, which is great, but the concern with that type of style that they just kick out or whatever, unless you got Warriors, unless you got Curry and Klay Thompson shooters, it's not going to win you a championship. You have to be able to pound it.
And we got to talk about Julius Randle. I had no idea he was lighting it up from 3 this year. Like,
Julius Randle is good when he's on. The problem with him is that he can get in trouble. Even in the game I went to, the Pelicans, where they blew him out. You could tell when they're shooting, great, right? When they're shooting well, great, no problem. They can run people out the gym. But Julius Randle, if the shot's not going in, he has a tendency to just hold on to the ball. Like he either only wants to make an assist or score. That's it. So, and he's not that great of a passer, and he's not that great of a scorer. Like he can score, but he really has to work for his shot.
It always looks hard.
Yeah, when his jumper's not falling, like he really only goes to his I think it's to his left, and it's fade away. So yeah, he's good, but again, when it's crunch, when it's those playoff pinchers coming in, that style doesn't do well. So the Knicks need another guy that can free up Randle to kind of take couple set shots, and that can move the ball around where he gets it down low and he just makes a move to the back instead of kind of counting on him to make too many decisions.
I thought it would be Obi Toppin. I thought Obi Toppins was going to develop into something where
it might, but he's in a tough spot too because he's playing behind Randle essentially, and so he's not.
I guess he would have to do it from off the bench, but
he's not getting the minutes.
He's not big enough to be a small 5. Like
right. He's not, and he likes to shoot. He's athletic, and I think he could be a good player, but I think he's a tough fit on the Knicks right now. Like he
Yeah.
could probably get more ticks on a lot of other teams.
Just because Randall and you guys also still have is his name Mitchell Robinson?
Yeah, Robinson.
Yeah,
No,
he just
he's a legit
he's
a
legit.
legit five, you know,
He's a good
but
five.
yeah, he's a legit five. You know, he's not gonna light anything up, but he's a legit five. You know, he hustles on defense and he rebounds. So, you know, he's good. But again, like if you compare him to someone like Jokic, who just not Robinson, but
Yeah,
still raw, like
yeah, because Jokic is an MVP candidate. So that's
right. He's on another level, but that's what I'm saying. Like that's at the end of the day, that's what a team needs, right? A guy that knows what to do with the ball no matter what the situation is, whether it's force it, score, move it. Like Jokic in anyone like series, offensive series, he like touches the ball like 3 times, which is kind of amazing in like with the 24-second shot clock.
For
you know,
sure.
so
So let's talk about that because we obviously we'll flip over to the West. We'll flip over to the West contenders. Jokic is MVP candidate because he's at the top of the Western Conference. Nuggets are obviously a contender, but do I see them coming out of the West?
who do you see? Who do you see if not the Nuggets?
Coming out of the West, I see the Suns coming out of the West. You know, honestly. And you know what? You know what? I honestly think it's a possibility that Ja Morant leads the Memphis Grizzlies to the Western Conference Finals. I don't know about winning it, but I like them. They're a young team they've been in the playoffs a little bit for like the past 3-4 years lurking. And they just smacked the Lakers. Oh my gosh. Ugh. And Ja Morant's incredible. So I like the Grizzlies as well. But
yeah, I think
Suns are the new favorite. You know that, Juan. You know that.
The West is a little more, I think it's a little more interesting. Like I think because all right, first of all, the Nuggets, they've been there, right? And they've kind of just had bad luck with what's his face, you know, tearing his knee.
Michael Porter Jr.
And also Murray.
Oh yeah. Remember? Oh, Jamal Murray. Yeah.
They have not had those 3 healthy for an entire series. When I think maybe when they were their rookie year or year 2.
Yeah,
they did play together, but they were young, you know. So the expectation was that okay, next year they're gonna take a step and then Murray goes down. And the expectation is next year they're gonna take a step and then Porter, I think, goes down. So
but they built their team too. They have Aaron Gordon now too. And they have who's pretty good, and they have KCP. He used to play for the Lakers. So
but so I'm saying is like with a little luck, I think the Nuggets honestly are poised to kind of just
come out and go to the finals. Juan, you're calling the Nuggets to the finals?
I think so. I like I said, I think they just need a little maybe not even a little luck. They just need a little less bad luck down the stretch, right? Compared to like the last 2 seasons.
And it's not crazy because like Jokic, the way we started the conversation.
Yeah, no, Jokic is incredible.
Bad dude. He's a bad dude. And I'm always thinking like, guard him. Oh my gosh. Like what's going on? He's got so much in the post and his pivot is so nasty.
He looks slow motion, but it's effective. It gets it done, you know, like
and he can shoot and you can't just back off him. Because
you can't.
The 3. He could literally just shoot the 3.
And it's tough to double him because he makes the right play like 98% of the time.
And he's just passing right over the defense, like so. It's tough. He's tough.
He's awesome. You know, he's not entertainment value, but if you're a basketball,
if you like basketball, then it's entertainment. I like watching Jokic.
He's the guy to watch.
But like he said, he got interviewed after the All-Star game. He was like, "This isn't my type of game because there's no defense. It's not a real basketball game,
right?
So it's all about dunks and
flashy. It's a show, you know. It's just a show."
Exactly. So he was just like, "This isn't my type of game." But anyways, obviously. We've talked about the contenders, but I'm going to shift gears and talk about my Lakers to wrap the show up. Juan, I want your opinion as well because I need your opinion. Like, I'm happy that we made the trade and got. I think we got better, honestly. And I love Russell Westbrook, but for this team, I think we just got better just subtracting Russell Westbrook from the equation alone, a little bit. And then the players we got back, that was even plus. We're a good team. It's just too late. We're not. It's too late in the season. And LeBron and I'm not gonna say AD. LeBron's had to do too much. He's done. I thought, you know what I mean? He might come back, but if he comes back for the playoffs, then we'll see.
but they're not gonna be in the playoffs.
Right? If he comes back, like I'm saying, that's the only time he would be able to come back.
Right, exactly.
And this is Anthony Davis's little shot to, you know what I mean? Show, okay, Lakers, because I got you.
No, you're right. Without Russell Westbrook and, kind of a band of complementary players, look, they can get in if it somehow works out. But this is where it comes down to coaching, dude. If you can get kind of a mismatch of players, recent additions, whatever, kind of buy in, and is the system good enough, right? Because look, they really only have to beat out New Orleans, who's not very good.
Not very good. A lot of teams.
The Jazz, they're not very good.
Yeah, they're all falling.
The Timberwolves, they're not very good. So they got some room to actually sneak into the playoffs. And then whatever happens, but they're not gonna
win the series. I promise you one. I'm a realistic Laker fan as well. I have no expectation of the Lakers making it out of the first round. Because I think it's going to take their all, just this little push to win all. They're like playoff mode right now because of the play-in and all that stuff that happens.
Right.
They'll probably be in the play-in tournament and have to play for their lives.
Look, long term for the Lakers, it's good that LeBron is hurt. Because obviously they cannot. I know that they got LeBron to kind of buy a champ. No, I hate to say buy a championship because that's not what it is. But
what?
No, it's not. But for lack of a better word, like you get LeBron to kind of get you that championship.
Good chip. Gotcha.
But it hasn't worked out for whatever reason, and there's all kinds of reasons for that. But now with LeBron down the stretch, if they make a little run, it's kind of a good thing for LA in general. It kind of doesn't leave that bad a taste in your mouth.
Exactly.
Unless you're just, all or nothing.
But I honestly think LeBron James, if we make it to like the playoff thing, he'll give it a go. I think he'll actually come back and try to play. It's on AD to not.
Yeah.
AD's got to play all these. He didn't play this back-to-back. And I'm hoping it's just because he hasn't played any back-to-backs this entire season. So
he's too brittle for whatever reason,
honestly, Juan, in his defense, he's brittle. It's not. I think his style of play and what he does, and he's kind of reckless abandon, blocking shots, jumping everywhere, like taking dudes off the dribble, and he's a big man. It just he hits the ground 4 times a quarter. And it's not sustainable. It's just, it's not even that, like, he's not even brittle. It's just his style and how he gets buckets.
Brittle may not. I agree. Brittle may not be the right word.
4 times a quarter, Juan. I watch every game, and it's crazy. You can't as that big. It's not sustainable for 81 games. So I'm starting to get it.
Yeah.
But it's just frustrating because he's our big guy. He's supposed to lead us to the promised land. And he can't play 40 games a season.
I would say that he has abilities that his body just cannot sustain.
Yeah, right? And he's never been able to. Even before the Lakers, he was missing half his games, dude. So it's not going to get any better the older he gets.
Right.
So I was talking
He's not adjusting his game. Like, he needs to adjust his game to a more low tempo pass.
Yeah.
Get his shot down low, whatever. I mean, which is,
and
not what makes him great, but if you want to play a longer time, that's what you're gonna have to do.
And I was thinking maybe even more just defense, like focus on defense. Yeah. You don't got to be an all-star offensive scorer because he could do it, but he puts a lot of trying to get to he gets to the free throw line a lot because once again he's a big man that he takes dudes off the dribble. That's his thing. Like, So, but that's not sustainable because you're getting elbows, you're getting knees, you're getting
Not only that, but you know, your joints take so much more.
Yeah, he's not meant to do
force
that. His
when
body's
you're-
not for that.
Yeah, when you're jab stepping and when you're putting all that pressure on your knees to take off, you know, wears on you. I know from experience, dude.
Big Juan. But yeah, anyways, Juan, I appreciate you for joining me, talking sports with me, dog. And I appreciate your opinion on the Lakers. We both agree the Lakers could sneak into the playoffs. You said it for me. I didn't even have to say it.
I think they could, and it would be a good thing.
The West is really tight. The West is really tight. Like from six,
I don't know if it's
all the way
tight, but it's like,
it's
look, the sleeper for me, and they're not even really sleepers, but you know, Golden State could make a run at any time. Like if
Curry comes back, they can.
They get hot, you know, like they can run the table on all those teams.
I feel that way about the West too. I do feel that way about
KD. Obviously, makes Phoenix a contender immediately, but it remains to be seen if something crazy happens in locker room or whatever drama that he's kind of been associated with for the last couple of years. So that's kind of a wild card.
It is.
And at the end of the day, KD has issues with whether he's the man or he's not the man, and is it Devin Booker? So if
he better take the reins.
All for nothing.
This isn't Booker ain't Curry. He better Booker ain't never won anything.
I agree,
Durant,
but
this instantly becomes Durant's. He got to take over. This got to be his chip. If they win a win a championship, he wins Chris Paul the championship.
If they figure it out up here. If they figure it out up here, maybe they do, but that remains to be seen.
Yeah, be a good story.
Yeah.
Well, Juan, before we get out of here, anything to say to the fans?
Subscribe, like, watch, tell your friends, write home. Yeah.
Let's go. Hey, until next time on the Faithful Fan Show, y'all. Dun, 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 dun.
Rookie in the paint, going hard with the veterans. Shot so much, man, I think I need a leg. Rookie in the paint, going hard with the veterans. Shot so much, man, I think I need a leg. Animal, MC Cannibal, rap Hannibal. Here to change the game, mainframe, all y'all programmable. Coaching on tracks, balling like a paper like Phil. I'm Morpheus and real, my rhymes convict and heal. A world blind, my lies a red pill, real. Ball like I've been here, rookie in his prime. Focus like Jordan the second time. Kobe in playoff times, you know fully when I drop. Call for it, Kalinko in the Blizo spit. Auto like free throws by Ito. Turk loose stroke magic. Rhymes over all y'all like Dirk for two. Rookie in the game, insane, coming for you. GGB the